What's going on, Paisanos? V here. Come at you guys, well, with another market watch today. Before I begin my market watch, I just want to say that something really interesting is happening. We know when we get alternate art versions of cards, we then eventually get alternate art accessories. We saw that happen with the Ash Blossom Feet dot card, and now we're seeing something a little bit different. We're actually getting news of the alternate art version of IP Masquerena, despite the fact that we don't know when we are going to get the release of this new version of IP Masquerena. Now, to be honest with you, I hate like the waifu stuff. I'm not really into that stuff. This looks really cool. I don't know about the duelist portfolio or the playmat. I'm already getting one for my collection, but the deck box looks nice, and the sleeves look actually really nice, to be honest with you. The IP Masquerena, we currently have the one over here to the right of the playmat. It's not bad, but it's almost a chibi version of the one to the left. The one to the left looks way more cooler. Now, here's the question. Are we going to be getting this? And if we do get this version of IP Masquerena, will it be as an ultimate rare? Will it be as a common, super rare, ultra rare? What is it going to be? Because any version of this IP Masquerena that whenever it comes out is going to be one that a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are still going to want. It looks really, really, really nice. And let me know in the comments down below, which one do you like? Me personally, I think it'd be really cool with OTS 16 around the corner to make this an ultimate rare as another option for Yu-Gi-Oh players that don't want to spend the money on buying a Star Layer IP Masquerena, which is insanely expensive. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Also, make sure to hit this like button, subscribe button to this channel, and hit the notification bell whenever I do live streams. I'm planning maybe doing some live streams on this channel, well, before I inevitably get Twitch partnership, but that's for another conversation for another day. All right. So the first thing we're going to talk about in this market watch is the fact that things are getting clean with the market. We knew this was going to happen. This is no shock to a lot of people. We knew the market was going to get cleaned out. It's inevitable. When Walmart takes all the product and some Walmart's permanently gone, other Walmarts is left with customer service in which you have to buy one pack for one person per day. We knew that the amount of Yu-Gi-Oh players not able to go to the store isn't as much as it was, well, pre-pandemic. So the amount of Yu-Gi-Oh players buying online, well, that's going to be even more now. And looking at Drytron Pack 2, even more harder to get. Of course, cards are going to go up high in value. Fortress Whale, which originally had a market price of roughly around $80, there's only one listed for roughly around $250. Now, we got another card, Amazon Swordswoman, that was $37. This card, $1,000. And the question comes back to you guys. Is it easy for you to get? Cool, I want it times 3. And even with speed duel cards of which Yu-Gi-Oh players weren't really excited about, it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because if you can't get it easily, and people can, or people have it already, this is the prices you're going to have to pay. Speed Drytron Pack 2 Slushy with a $4 market price is somehow still $23 a copy for Slushy. Yeah. Cards are going to get harder to find, and if they're harder to find, there's going to be more money. And unfortunately, that's the market we're in right now. With every time we get some new product, just know, at one point in this game's history, something in that new product will more likely be hard to find, price spikes up. That's how it works. Next, Access Code Talker. Another phenomenal example. This card out of Eternity Code with a $103 market price. Yeah, it's roughly around $104, $106, and then $109 a copy for Access Code Talker. Just remember, when this card came out of Eternity Code, when Eternity Code was our newest core set, the price of Access Code Talker was roughly around $60 to $65. And that was because Konami made the playing field even. They didn't short print secret rares, but even without short printing secret rares, the market still absorbs it as if it was short printed. It doesn't really matter. The time scale changes as far as when the price will spike up in value because it will spread evenly amongst the secret rares. But in the grand scheme of things, as players keep playing this game, they're going to go ahead and buy this card. You need it. So everyone has to get one. And that's why we're seeing the price rise. Then we have Magician's Souls, another card in which I constantly look at because I want this card, but not for the price it's asking me for. Magician's Souls at a Legendary Duelist Magical Hero with a $108 market price right now is roughly around $130. $130 for Magician's Souls, which is absolutely crazy when you realize the fact that this card is not even used in almost any decks right now. Don't get me wrong, I do think when this card can be made easy to use, maybe people might actually want to play it, but why would you want to play a $130 card times 3 when it's almost an option for a lot of players? Listen, I think this card's going to get reprinted, and if it does, obviously the price is going to tank. If you have yours, sell them now, if you have them, before the announcement comes out, and we get a secret version of Magician's Souls. This price will tank heavily. Another card that's kind of weird is Asylum Amirage. Don't get me wrong, if you have Dual Overload Ultra Rare, good for you, it's roughly around $1. If you have the original print out of Battle's Legends Heroes Revenge, though, that's where things get different. with a current $9 market price, you can get the card for still roughly around $9. $1 for Ultra, $9 for Secrets. That's how important rarity is, and this is why I'm always harping on you guys in these videos when I talk about rarity, because rarity means everything for value. Don't get me wrong, if you have original print first edition Ryko, sure, that's money, because it's hard to get, and there's no crazy high rarities or a lot of reprints of Ryko in that matter, at super rare or higher. But in the case of Asylum Great Amirage, everyone can get the ultra rare, the secret rare, that's where it's going to cost you more money, because it's harder to get. We also have Trap Trick. Once again, this card has a bunch of other printings, but the secret rare at a Soul Fusion with a $20 market price. The unlimiteds are roughly around $24, and if you want a first edition version, you're looking to pay roughly around $33 a copy for a secret rare Trap Trick. I like this card a lot. I'm selling my secret rares. I have super rares. I'm okay with that. This card's price is way too high, and I'm just not comfortable with that. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. Up next, we got Cosmo Straw Man. Remember when we got Cosmos getting some reprints and everyone's like, yay? No. Cosmos, just like, oh my god, Cosmos just like Madolches, just like Cyber Dragons. There's like every deck core with a huge fan base. It doesn't matter what you reprint. The question is what you did not reprint. And in this case, looking at Cosmo Straw Man, I mean, it had a version of Premium Gold, Infinite Gold. Some of that's $350 for that card, which is kind of crazy. But if you want to mention the Chaos version of the card, it's roughly around $7 to $8 a copy. For Straw Man. Yeah. We also have number 49 Fortune Tuna card, which does not have any other reprints other than Number Hunters. And that card with an $18 market price is roughly around $17. It's on sale. The reason this card's worth so much money because it's another card that's used for Zeus. It was a tech choice within Virtual World, but Virtual World's not really playing that well. Not many Virtual World players around, and still YGOPaisano players are playing number 49 Fortune Tune. It's an option, and not many people have multiple copies of this card. Being the fact that not many people have multiple copies of this card, that's why it's so much money, and that's the only reason why. It needs a reprint. Mermail Abyssius, Ultimate Rare, well, Mermails in general, is something I just love. I love Mermail so much that, well, actually, I like Mermails. I respect Mermail so much that I went and bought a Max Rarity Mermail core. The reason why is because, one, there's not many of these cards going to be on the market for long. I'll show you that with Mermail Abyssius. Two, every format, if you're not scared of Mermails, you don't know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, if you're building your deck and somehow you have open gaps in your deck where Mermails can just come and shotgun you, and you just go to, let's say, a YCS, Regionals, Remote or anything, Mermails will be there at the beginning of the meta as everyone's figuring out what they're trying to do. Mermails come out of nowhere and shotgun your face, laugh at you, and keep going. They've always done this, and even though I just said this, and a couple of thousand people just seen this video, still, don't be surprised you go to an event or hear about when the meta is changing, whatever it's new decks or whatever comes out, new ban list, Mermail players walk in and smack a random kid. It's gonna happen. And top that event, by the way. Looking at Mermail Abyssius, Ultimate Rare, which came out of Cosmo Blazer with a $27 market price. The Unlimited is at $58. By the way, after that one's sold, you'll see the next Unlimited being roughly around $68. And if you want a first edition version, it's $77 a copy. By the way, you can't get a playset. There's only 2 first edition versions of the card, roughly around $77 on the market. Next, Tour Guide from the Underworld. So this is one of my things that I'm actually really excited that Konami made Black Ghost Dragon Starlight Rare in the new set. I think it's awesome. Smart move for Konami. Would love to see Stardust, but Black Ghost Starlight Rare, no lie, everyone wants that. Everyone's going to want to pay a lot of money for it. It's going to be awesome and crazy for those who don't have that kind of money. Whatever, it came out ultra rare. Okay, look at that Tour Guide from the Underworld. The ultimate version of Tour Guide obviously is insanely expensive for the ultimate rare. The secret rare, which was a little bit lower, has now joined the ranks of becoming unreasonably expensive. You could blame 2011 format, or you could say Burning Abyss players are starting to come up, or a mixture of both. Looking at Tour Guide from the Underworld right now with a $59 market price. The Lightly Play Unlimiteds are $70, and if you want a first edition version of Tour Guide, you're looking to pay roughly around $110 a copy. By the way, that price point within a couple of sales goes to $120. Why is it going up in value? Because if you're looking to play in 2011 format, or you're looking to play Burning Abyss, you need this card. It's a lot of money. My answer, Konami, you should be listening. Starlight Rare this card. Don't get me wrong, I just said do Star Dragon Starlight Rare, and that should be done. That'd be really cool. But with that said, I think Tour Guide needs a Starlight Rare treatment, or do a re-release of Tour Guide alternate art as an ultimate rare. Once again, this would be great. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players of this era that didn't play back in Extreme Victory will have the opportunity to get a high-rarity version of Tour Guide, and by doing what? By buying a product or by playing in OTS events. This is win-win for everybody, and these are scenarios I always like to present to everybody when I talk about this. When I talk about a problem and a solution, I want to have a win-win-win situation. This is great for everybody. Stoners love this because they either sell more product or get more players to play in their remote duel events, which earns more OTS packs. Konami wins because sales, and the players win because they don't have to pay obscure prices for a card like Tour Guide. And let's be honest with you, seeing an alternate art version of Tour Guide be out there as it is right now, just like we saw an alternate art version of Cyber Dragon, which somehow also got an ultimate rare printing OTS 16, it's not going to be a shock to anybody when we see the next ultimate rare be an alternate art Tour Guide or an IP Masquerena. My money's on Tour Guide. I think it'd be smarter. IP Masquerena would be kind of cool as well, though. Chaos Hunter at Storm of Ragnarok was a card I talked about a couple of weeks ago. And I told everybody, I said, listen, I'm buying my PlayStation Secret Rare First Editions. You can do whatever you want to do with information. It's on this channel, that video. Looking at Chaos Hunter right now, Secret Rare with a $14 market price. The value for Lightning Play Unlimited is at $13. If you want a first edition version of the card, you're looking to pay roughly around, well, this one's $22, but he has 0 sales, so don't worry about him. This one over here is roughly around $24 to $25 for Chaos Hunter. This card's crazy good. Now, just right off the top of my head, if I got to choose one deck to use this card against, well, that's simple. What about everyone? Is everyone still playing the Tri-Brigade? That's pretty good against Tri-Brigade. This card has a lingering effect. What you gotta do when your opponent special summons a monster is discard one card and special summons a card from your hand. And then your opponent cannot remove cards from play. Period. That's amazing. It ain't like Artifact Lancer where that's for the turn. This card literally, you put it on board and you go, that's as long as this card is. And a 2400 monster, pretty nice, to be honest with you. We also have Book of Moon, and don't get me wrong, my love of gold format is kind of fading as we see these gold format cards get insanely high and out of reach for a lot of players. I do think there should be another alternative format for Yu-Gi-Oh! I would like it to be 2011, but 2011 does not have a solid format in which it's structured. There's 3 ways you can look at 2011 format. The end of the year, beginning of the year, and middle of the year, about middle of the year, and they're 3 totally different formats. So 2011, as much as I want to be Team 2011, you can't be because there's nothing structured. Don't like gold format because gold format has prices that are insane. Even though I can afford them, I'm not dumb enough to think that just because I can, everybody watching this video can as well. So that means less players are going to get involved in it. And if they do get involved in it, have fun paying $10 for Metamorphosis. It's just a cluster F going on right now as far as the varying formats in this game. And I would love to see a winner because having an alternate format of Yu-Gi-Oh! Would be great. Then again, we could always play speed duels. There's money in there, but it's speed duels nevertheless. Look at that Book of Moon Ultimate Rare at OTS Tournament Pack 13 with a $93 market price. The value is still roughly around $93. This card's going to be like $200. You know that, right? Like, is that shocking to anybody? Or minimal $200. Anyone holding copies of Book of Moon? Smart. Seriously, I know I'm holding my play set. And if you're looking to get more, $92 might sound like a lot of money. $93 might sound like a lot of money today. It's going to be nothing compared to the future of the crazy high market, which is not slowing down. Looking at scrap cards in general, I mean, okay, Duel's Revolution was just such a good set. But if you want a scrapyard, it's $30. If you want a Chimera, it's $35. At what point do we just consider selling scrap cards? I know people are really excited about the new stuff coming out in the next set for scrap dinos, but it's scrap dinos nevertheless. To be honest with you, I've already sold my Chimera at my scrapyard, and I recommend you guys do as well, unless you're specifically playing dinos. Then you can do whatever you want. You're a dino player. You already figured that out. Okay, Black Rose Dragon Ghost Red across the Chaos with a $220 market price. Unlimited versions are roughly around $300. Ready for it? That's not a bad price point, to be honest with you. And then you go to first edition versions, and they're about $1,400 to almost near $1,500. That's a bad price point. And I do like, once again, I really want to come back Konami by making a Starlight Rare version of Black Rose Dragon. It's fun. It's a great move. It's awesome because Yu-Gi-Oh! Players don't have to now buy this card at its obscure price point. They have the opportunity to buy Black Rose Dragon at a not so crazy price point. By the way, if you want an Ultimate Rare version of the card, $66 market price. It's about $100 for the unlimited. First edition versions start roughly around $250. That's still a pretty insane price point for a Black Rose Dragon. Seeing this card as a Starlight Rare allows many things to happen. It satisfies collectors, it satisfies the competitive players, which I'm going to predict competitive players in this game, especially Drytrons, might use this as a tech choice. Don't be surprised you see a Black Rose Dragon hitting the field at competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! And number 3, it gives newer players an opportunity to buy this card at a cheaper price point. Solid Rare is cheaper in the eyes of $1,400. Right? Hopefully. No, seriously, hopefully. Then we have a Deck Devastation Virus Ultimate Rare. I love this card, and I think every virus card in this game should be respected, and I think every virus card is a good investment, including Full Force Virus. I'm sticking to that. Looking at Ultimate Rare Deck Devastation Virus at a Flaming Eternity, this card with a $50 market price. Unlimiteds are roughly around $36, and we look over here, it's roughly around $76, and then $90, and then $96. The price is all over the place. $70 to literally $96 for an Ultimate Rare Deck Devastation Virus. Don't get me wrong, there's other versions of this card. There's Super Rare, there's Common, there's tons of other versions. But the highest rarity versions always maintain the highest value. Period. The end. Looking at other cards like Crush Card Virus, Full Force Virus, as long as you have the highest rarity version, Crush Card Virus, Ultimate Rare, obviously, no one can get show and jump promos, not easily. That's the one I would always recommend picking up, because that's the one that has the best chance of having good value. When? It's sporadic. It's long-term in a lot of cases, but it's inevitable that these will be worth money. Then we have Solemn Judgment, Ultimate Rare at LTS 1 Pack 12. This card with a $107 market price is roughly around $115 to $120. I always say when it comes down to Ultimate Rare cards, especially OTS-specific Ultimate Rare cards, what we see is a launch pad, and that launch pad is always like a $120 area, and once it's $120, the price is jacked. As long as it sees meta play, and I think we could all agree this card would continue to see meta play, because this card's insane. Barring a balance, this card will be in our game for quite a while. What's going to happen is, once it hits 120, it spikes. We've seen it happen so many cards, most notably a Ghost Ogre. And I think with a Solemn Judgment, the minute we see that price point stay at 120, after that, I wouldn't be surprised if we click on the next day and see a crazy higher price point. I'm talking like 180, 200. It's going to get wild with Ultimate Rare Solemn Judgment. And if you don't have yours, 115 is going to be a price you wish you got at in the future. And then we have Drytron. So obviously I talked about Drytrons yesterday. I dedicated my video towards that. But Drytrons are just rising in general. And as time goes on, they're getting crazier. Obviously, once again, the collector's rare version of Miniatus Drytron, it's roughly around $70. Okay, no big deal. But the Ultra version of Miniatus Drytron, which used to be like $4, $5, with a $9 market price, is actually roughly around $10 for Miniatus Drytron. This card is just... It's a needed card. It's 100% needed card. And the question is, do you play 2? We don't know. So you gotta spend 10. You might realistically need to spend $20 for the ultra rare version of Miniatus Drytron. Me personally, I bought 2 collector's rares because collector's rares will hold more value as opposed to the ultra rare, which we've seen in the past go down in value. And I do think there's a lot of value in just collector's rares in general. Even at sets like Genesis Impact and other collector's rare sets, I always say collector's rares are always good value to hold. Why not? If they're hard to get, once again, I want it times 3. And I do think in the case of Miniatus, we'll get 2. But that's basically what I think about a lot of collector's rares. Even though I don't like or agree with a lot of these collector's rares, the newer ones out of Ancient Guardians, they're gonna be money. There's no question about it. The question is, what's gonna be worth money soonest, so we can start going, there it is, and there that is. My thing with the new set with Ancient Guardians is gonna be trading, but we'll see. Only time will tell. Anyway, Paisano, I really appreciate you guys watching my video. Thank you so much. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment down below. It's your boy V, and you Paisanos have a great day.